Think back to your childhood. Did you ever experience a separation from your parent or caregiver? Maybe in a crowded store. What were your feelings at the time? Many children in the child welfare system have similar feelings of being lost and scared when they are taken out of their home and placed somewhere unfamiliar.
There you go. Let me show you to your room.
Even though the move may be in their best interest, the child would rather be somewhere that is familiar to them. Children in the child welfare system will remain loyal to their birth parents and want to go home no matter what situation has brought them into foster care.
I love you.
Many of these children have led unpredictable lives and have developed behaviors to survive their past situations. It is important for resource parents to remember that these survival behaviors are created to help children cope with the sometimes harsh realities and unstable living conditions that they have been forced to adapt to while living with their birth families. Beneath the displayed survival behavior is a more important underlying emotional issue that the child is dealing with.
Marcus, come on in here and take your pills, baby. Get this thing open.
Mom, wrong pills.
What are you talking about?
Marcus's are right here.
These are his pills. I give him these pills every day. Give him more than pills.
He had enough.
Girl, you better let this bottle go. Have you lost your mind?
Stop. It's enough.
This is, girl, who's the parent? Go on now. Go sit down.
It is important for foster children to have a sense of stability while in the foster care system, with resource parents that will remain committed to them and ensure that all will be done to maintain their placement until the child can be reunited with their birth family. Children tend to view the world based on their past life experiences. They will have the expectation that any new adults will be the same as their previous caregiver. This may lead to trust issues for the child.
Marcus, are you coming?
One of the biggest challenges for resource parents will be to decode the foster child's behavior and figure out how the child's behavior is helping them cope with their current circumstances. An important source of information to help with the decoding can be the child's birth parents. By having an open line of communication with the birth parents, resource parents can find out more about the child's past experiences, which can help resource parents gain a better understanding of the emotional issues that led the child to develop these survival behaviors.
Birth parents can help us understand children's behavior because they have such a long history with the child. There may be behaviors that we don't understand, we don't know where they come from, and the birth parents can fill us in on the details and tell us what brought that behavior about originally and help us to meet the needs of that child. For instance, if a child lives through a fire in his or her home, that child may be afraid of us lighting candles, or anytime there's a smell of smoke in the air, or we build a fire in the fireplace, and may have a strong emotional reaction to that, and may run out of the house in fear of the house burning down. If we can go back to the birth parent and ask if there's been any problems with fire, they may tell us the details and unravel this mystery for us. Two, the birth parents can tell us how to meet the needs of a child. When some children get upset, they need space, and the birth parent can say, hey, this child doesn't like anyone touching them or talking to them when they're upset. Other children need more comfort and reassurance, and the birth parent can say, when this child gets upset, you need to be around and listen and talk and offer some comfort to that child.
Let's look at a list of some of the survival behaviors that children may display while in foster care. Inappropriate sexual behavior. Children who have been sexually abused may be more apt to respond in a sexual manner towards others. The children may be seductive toward adults and/or other children. They may even act out sexually toward other children in the home. The children may have sleeping problems or may fear retribution from their perpetrator. This behavior may be displayed in adolescence as a child who is sexually promiscuous. It is important for resource parents to model appropriate ways for these children to get their emotional needs met without the requirement of sexual contact.
Andrea, how you doing?
Good.
You okay? Good. How's your heart?
Great.
Great. Where is everybody?
Anger and depression. The child may appear very frustrated and angry about being placed in the child welfare system. These feelings of frustration and anger tend to be expressed by the child in inappropriate ways. Symptoms of depression may also be present for some of these children, especially for those who have strong attachment to their birth parents.
Andrea,
What?
can I talk to you a second? Hey, we're having movie night. Did you smell the popcorn?
No.
Want to come down and watch a movie with us?
No.
Honey, you can't stay in your room all the time.
Leave me alone.
Andrea. I'm getting ready to teach Marcus how to play chess. You want to come down?
No, I'm all right.
You sure? Okay. Let me know if you want to.
We have to realize that every behavior expresses a need or shows how a child gets a need met. And so we've got to look behind the behavior, beyond the behavior, to see what need a child is trying to get met and try to find another way to meet that need that's going to be accepted out in the rest of the world.
Separation anxiety. Many of these children have feelings of fear and anxiety about being placed into foster care, and these children may also have a fear of abandonment by their resource parents. These children may appear clingy and needy, which can be exhausting to resource parents. Values issues. Some children in the foster care system may have witnessed or participated in activities that are generally unacceptable, such as lying or stealing, while residing with their birth family. For a child that has grown up in an environment where those behaviors are the norm, the child may continue to exhibit those same types of behaviors when they're residing in a resource home. Those values may also be considered part of that child's cultural identity.
Children develop survival behaviors as a way of coping with difficult or abusive situations that they grow up in. The behaviors make perfect sense in the environment that they're in, but when those behaviors are used elsewhere, they don't seem to make sense. For example, if a child is afraid of someone in the home and is feeling threatened or unsafe, the child may want to distance him or herself from that person. And the survival behavior that they've developed may be to start cursing, to become aggressive, because they know when they do that, they're going to get sent somewhere by themselves. So they're going to have the distance that's going to help them to feel safe. So when they do that out in the schools that they're in or the community that they're in as a way to isolate themselves or to make distance between people they feel threatened by, it's not going to make sense to anybody. They're going to see them as aggressive children rather than scared children or fearful children.
One of the biggest challenges for resource parents is the ability to look beyond the survival behavior and address the underlying emotional issues that have caused a child to exhibit those survival behaviors. The most successful way to do that is for the resource parents to remain committed to these children, regardless of the challenges that these behaviors present.
As resource parents, we have to realize that children are going to come to us with survival behaviors. They develop these behaviors as a way to cope with the difficult situations they've lived in, whether it's been a chaotic environment or a history of abuse or neglect. They develop these behaviors as a way to literally survive that situation and go on with their lives. So they're going to come into our homes with some behaviors that seem inappropriate or that may even seem bizarre. So we have to make sure that we have the tolerance level to deal with that. Also, we have to be very patient in helping these children to reshape this behavior because they're showing these behaviors as a way to get a need met. So we have to help them to find other ways to get these needs met that are more appropriate or more socially acceptable. So to be a resource parent, we have to have a high tolerance level and a lot of patience in dealing with children's behavior.
Oh, Marcus. Oh, honey, I'm sorry I lost you. That make you nervous? That made me nervous too. Whew. I'm sorry, I was looking at my note.
By helping these children work through their emotional issues, you can help to create a healthier family when the child returns home to their birth family.
Thank
great
you.
time. All right.
Bye.